ਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਊਸ ਆਫ ਕਾਮਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਬਹਿਸ ਹੋਈ। ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਨੇ ਕਈ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਸੱਤਾਧਰ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਘੇਰਿਆ। ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਦੇ ਆਗੂ ਐਂਡਰਿਊ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਨੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਰੀਜੁਆਨਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀਕਰਨ, USMGAC ਡੀਲ ਅਤੇ IS ਫਾਈਟਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੂੰ ਘੇਰਿਆ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਆਗੂ ਐਂਡਰਿਊ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਨੇ ਮੈਰੀਜੁਆਨਾ ਦੇ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਹਿੱਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਗਲਤ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਦੱਸਿਆ, ਉੱਥੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਹਿੱਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ।
Mr. Speaker, it wasn't inappropriate for the Prime Minister to comment to the media before the trial even began. He predicted that Vice Admiral Norman would be charged and that this would be sorted out in court. So he had no problem commenting on this outside the House. And all we're asking for is an explanation as to why he won't release documents that would give Vice Admiral Mark Norman a fair trial.
His question, as he should well know, it would be inappropriate for me to comment on this affair because it is before the courts.
Asking the Prime Minister to comment on the case. We're asking him to release documents that would allow justice to be served. Vice Admiral Mark Norman has a right to a fair trial.
That's right.
His legal team needs to have access to documents that could prove or disprove his defense. Will the Prime Minister allow those documents to be released?
The member opposite well knows it would be inappropriate for me to comment on an ongoing court case.
Mr. Speaker, we're not asking him to comment on the case. We're asking him to comment on his decision not to release these documents. Previous Prime Ministers have done exactly that, making these sorts of documents available to judicial proceedings.
The opposite well knows it would be inappropriate for me to comment on this ongoing court case.
He can try and hide behind the same bogus answer. This is not about commenting on the case. This is about his decision not to release documents that Vice Admiral Norman needs to have a fair trial. If he believes that accused individuals in this country have that right, will he release those documents?
It's somewhat interesting that this is what the Leader of the Opposition has chosen to ask about today. As the member opposite well knows, it would be inappropriate for me to comment on this ongoing case.
Mr. Speaker, just imagine years ago you got a conviction and a criminal record for possessing a small amount of cannabis. Today you have a family and you want to coach your kid's soccer team. If the school is asking you, have you ever been convicted of a criminal offense? You're legally bound to answer yes with a pardon. With an expungement, you can honestly answer no, because under the law, it's deemed never to have happened. Parents should not have to sit on the sidelines for something that is now completely illegal. Why won't Liberals understand this?
Marijuana is now legal in Canada because the previous approach, prohibition, failed to adequately protect our kids and allowed criminals to make massive profits. By controlling and regulating the production and sale of marijuana, we will better be able to protect our communities, protect our kids, and ensure that public safety and public health are properly protected by our country.
By taking action to legalize and by stating clearly that he believes that the war on drugs failed and recognizing a historic injustice when it's been pointed out so clearly that the war in drugs is racist. And the fact that we see vulnerable Canadians, racialized Canadians, Indigenous people more disproportionately affected by this. So I'll ask the question again, Mr. Speaker, knowing full well that the Prime Minister knows the difference between a record suspension, which was once called a pardon, and expungement. Will they, yes or no, favor expungement over pardons and finally really end this discrimination?
Unfair impact that the prohibition had on marginalized and racialized communities across this country. That's one of the reasons why we're moving forward with a system that will control and regulate the sale of marijuana. That's also why we're moving forward on a pardon system that will be free and fast in order to make sure that the stigma of a criminal record does not follow these disproportionately marginalized people for the rest of their lives.